What's up guys, Bryce here, and we're back at it again for another video. And in this video we have another radical race at Watkins Glen. So if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe. So we're gonna get right into this video. We're starting in P5 on the grid with definitely a decent lap time compared to our last race. And the lights go green. We're gonna get away as soon as we possibly can. We took it pretty conservative into the first lap. Didn't get a great start, but we're gonna try to get a late apex, and this will help us get a really good run up these few corners here. And it's really key to get a late apex, especially in turn 1, because this will lead you onto this long straight. And as you can see, we're already on the back of this other radical here. We're gonna get the slipstream move to the inside, and at this point I'm already committed to making this pass. We're gonna brake as late as we can. We go down the inside, and this moves up into 4th place already. Now we have 2 other cars in front of us, and we're in 4th place pretty nicely. And we're gonna stay tight here. Try not to lose the car, because when you first start the race and you have cold tires, it's so easy to lose the car. And these 2 guys are fighting up here. He moved to the inside. He gets the move done. I thought I was going to be able to get him, but I had to go on the brakes there and almost lost the rear of the car. These cars are super twitchy and just super fun to drive. Braking at the 200 meter here, and trail braking is super key here. I thought I'd be able to pass him on the inside, but I wasn't able to because I needed to carry as much speed as I possibly could. These guys are going to have a drag race all the way down to this next corner. I don't know who's going to come out in front, but they brake super hard, and this allows us to get a late apex, but we're still not able to pass one of them here. We want to get by these guys as soon as we can, so we could potentially try to get the guy in first. But here, we hit the curb just a little bit on the inside, and that kind of upsets the car. Didn't affect us too much, though. They're side by side. We lift just a little bit, go on the inside. We get a really good exit off this corner. We're not going to go out on the inside yet. We're going to focus on getting a good exit onto this front straight. We have a little bit of a slipstream here, and we're going to move to the inside, try to get the slipstream once more, just a tiny bit. And now we're almost side by side with them into turn 1. Committed here again. We go down the inside, and we get the move done. Still trying to get that late apex so we don't lose out to that position on this straight. And now we're going to try to stay as close as we can to this car in front, so then we can try to make a move on him so we don't get passed from behind. Going to this corner, the cars behind are gaining, but we're gaining in front. It's a slipstream train at this point. He covers the inside line. We're in the middle, and it's 3 wide now going into the boot. And we go into this corner really quickly. He's still there on the outside. I give him plenty of room, and he does fall back just a little bit, and now we have a car on the outside. The same car who I passed, he's trying to pass me, so I'm going to stay as tight as I can to the inside, and I know he's not there anymore, so I covered that line off. And now we're going into this late apex corner where we really have to carry as much speed as we can. And yeah, the guy I was passing, he did lose the rear end, but now we have to defend this position for all our might, and he almost goes down the inside there, but I covered it just a tiny bit, so we didn't make that move. And generally speaking, the drivers in here are very clean, so you know, you don't have to deal with a lot of crashing like I have done with the radical. He's getting a bit of a slipstream there, and he goes down the inside, and he's still there, but we managed just to carry a little bit more speed than him. But the next corner is a left-hander, so now we're on the inside, and he has to back off because there's no way he can carry the same amount of speed that I can. And we make it out in front into P2 already. So we had a really good first few laps, made it into P2, and the guy in front has already pulled away 4.2 seconds. So yeah, his iRating was like around 4,000, and mine is only like a 2,000, so not that great iRating. So he probably has a lot more experience than I do, so I was not able to catch up, and he really pulled a lot of time on me throughout this whole race. So now we're just going to basically keep it clean all the way till the end, and from here on it was pretty much just me alone until about lap 5. And the car that we passed, I believe, was still there. He's still catching up. And here, we didn't get as good an exit as we could. You can see the car's understeering throughout that whole corner. We go on the grass a little bit, and this allows him to get a really good exit out of turn 1. And he's there right behind us. Even before we get up this hill, he's still there, so I know he's going to be able to pass me. We try to defend just a little bit there, but he's there on the left-hand side, and we're going to let him go because he's going to pass me already. So we move behind him, and we're going to try to get a late apex here and try to just get a good exit onto this next corner. He's going to pull away just a little bit there, but he's not going to get too far because we're going to try to get nice slipstreams here. We take a nice tight line and kind of unwind the car to the left curb. And here, I think I do much better in the second sector, kind of the first and second sector. In the third sector, I can gain a little bit more time that I can try to find. He moves to the inside. He was being pretty aggressive here, just trying to break the slipstream, but it didn't work out well. And you can see the car in the rearview mirror just completely, I don't know what happened there. I think he outbraked himself, but we're going to try to get this slipstream from this car ahead. No matter where he goes, we're going to stay right behind him so we can get as much slipstream as we can so he does not pull away. But really, towards the end of the lap is where we want to push as hard as we can. So here is where we're going to push as hard as we can. We take a little bit more of a tighter line. I personally like to take a tighter line and carry the speed and straight line it to that curb on the right hand side, which helps just a little bit. And then now we're going to lift just a little bit for the left-hander, use all the curb on the right, and then go back to the left, and then just a little dab on the brakes, and then we're going to be on this front straight. But the first corner is really where I can carry a lot of speed. Again, staying behind him, trying to get that slipstream. We're going to stay right behind this guy, braking at the 200 meter and getting as late of an apex as we can, because this will lead onto that straight really smooth, and we're already up just by a little bit. And this will allow us to get in that slipstream. Even though he's still far up ahead, we still will get a little bit of the slipstream. It's not as much, but as you can see, we're gaining just a little bit. And he's going to move over, try to break that slipstream, and it does not work out too well. We're gaining. We're going to move to the inside to pretend we're going to go to the inside to try to get him to defend that line, but he doesn't, and he stays on the normal line. And then we're basically putting a lot of pressure on him. He knows we're here, and he is definitely moving really aggressively, trying to defend those lines and try to make sure that we do not get past him, because he probably wants P2 as bad as I do, but we're still not going to give up, and we're still very close to him. Going into this corner, trail braking is key. Like I said, 200 meter, just easy off the brakes, and this will allow us to get a really late apex, and that's crucial. And he just lost the rear. He lost the rear of the car, and he hits the other car behind us, and this will bring us up into P2. Yeah, he just lost the rear coming out that corner. I was putting a lot of pressure on him, and I was expecting that to happen, and then now we can pull away, and we're going to really push on this lap here to try to pull a gap as big as we can so we don't have to worry about these guys once the end of the race comes and our tires are a little bit worn. So this will allow us to pull a nice gap, and P2 already. So a really good result so far, but now we just need to maintain this for the end of the race. Lap 16 of 16, last lap of the race. We were able to pull away, no events happening, blue flagged car that moves out the way. Very grateful for that, and grateful that he didn't make me battle him. So last lap of the race, we're taking it really clean here. We'll do a little hot lap guide. Getting a good exit out of that first corner is extremely key, because look, this leads up to this long corner, and all of the speed that you will carry throughout this whole long straight. And the boot section it's easy to learn, but really hard to master. I usually brake when the black patch of tarmac comes up. So right here I brake, taking curb on the inside. Once you take that first curb, you really just want to hammer that throttle, because you want to carry as much speed, go to the outside of that line, and then come back as tight as you can, but don't stay too tight. You want to use all the track on the left. I have a really hard time with that corner. Far to the right as you can, trail brake, get a really late apex on this corner, taking curb on the inside, use curb on the right as well. But I'm not pushing as hard as I possibly can. 200 meter, that little patch of concrete right here that I'm on, that's kind of where you want to try to follow. It's kind of a good reference point to follow that. It's a banked corner, which makes it really cool. And coming down to this next corner here, another difficult corner. I have my brake bias quite low, so it's easy to lose the rear. A simple right-hander, but is very difficult to master. An uphill left-hander, another corner that is super easy to lose the rear in. So be in second gear or third gear, carrying as much speed to the exit curb right here. Then you have a little break here before you can go to this next left-hander, lifting just a tad, get a late apex, use the curb on the right, and then this corner here, the same thing, just a right-hander, use that curb and use the curb on the left, and that is a lap of Watkins Glen. A lot of straights, no room for error. You really want to carry as much speed as you can, and that's going to be a P2. So I was extremely happy with that result. I was able to pass a bunch of cars and just able to keep consistent pace. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.